Welcome to the Wizard of Izza, May 8th, 2025. It is about 71 degrees out and it is 10 a.m. And we are going to the USS Salem today in the Quincy shipyard, the old Four River shipyard, which is no longer used, which was big back during the day. And just a quick side note, back when John F. Kennedy's father was working for the shipyard, this is the shipyard he worked at. He was the general manager. And we're going to see the Salem behind me. It was set sail in 1947, and it was deployed to the Mediterranean and then the Atlantic. So let's get on there. Okay, and here we are, the USS Salem. And it looks like a large ship. It's a bit rusty. They should probably take care of it a little bit more, but I guess it takes plenty of money, and nobody wants to come up with the money to care for these old ships. So it's just a shame because it is looking worse for the wear, so they should really do something. I know I see a little guy here working, doing something here. I think painting the water level. But could you picture meeting this back in World War II in the middle of the ocean? And you're the enemy? This will scare the daylights out of you. Look at the size of it. Look at the guns. This thing is loaded with weapons. Unfortunately, this didn't see action in World War II. It was set sail in 47, just after World War II. We got an old veteran down there walking up. There's General Dynamics right there. They make missile defense systems. The shipyard is still used. They just don't build ships here anymore. USS Salem, the Sea Witch. This is the room, the fire room. Store big gas masks, fire equipment, fire. There's a fire crew here. Okay, so this is as far forward as you can go to the ship. So we're going to start at the front and work back. Anchor, windlass room. This is where they would drop the anchors. Here, anchor, here. Those are your anchors. So they say follow the yellow line. So we're forward of the ship now. We're not down the bottom, but this looks like it would have been an officer's room because there's only 2 bunks here and these beds are pretty big. So the senior guy would have got that bed, obviously, because you don't want to be climbing up there. Pack of camels. You want a camel? Anybody want a camel? So, front of the ship, that room was 2 beds. Those were obviously officers. And I guess this is where you cooked some food. So if you were a cook in this ship, you had your own little room, which wasn't a bad deal, you know. Those rooms you can't get into. This was the conference room. So, or it might be the mess room for officers, actually. So this is where the officers, because this is the front of the ship, the officers would have their rooms up here, which we just seen, and this would be the mess kitchen specifically for officers. And they cook the food in here, and the cook would ship food through here, and then they just shut that. Yeah. This is the USS Perry. This guy was on the Salem. He died, Thomas Just. Died in 2017. These are all old guys that were at the, that used to be on this as kids. Yep. Yeah, the Warrant Officers Mess Hall. So this was the officers' mess. They would be separate from the regular sailors. So they had their own little dining room, their own kitchen, and their rooms were up here too, close to where you would steer the boat. USS Salem cutting through the water.
And these guys, if these guys are sitting here asking questions, or they can take you somewhere.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. Where y'all from?
Ontario, Canada.
Really? Awesome. Wow.
So where is that line? Where do we start?
Anywhere below, you'll see it on the deck.
Okay, all right.
Just
So,
get on one level. And the restrooms are through this door to the far side and down.
We're doing the north.
all right.
You with these guys?
No.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah, we just got from Constitution and the Albacore up in.
Come on, just watch your step.
Have you been to the Massachusetts?
Yeah, we should go.
This deck has had it. That's too bad. You know, the state really should come up with some money to repair these things. I mean, I know it's expensive, but I mean, they piss money away like there's no tomorrow in this state of Massachusetts. Yeah, here's some guns. You see some planes coming at you. These things are pumping out ammunition, and look at what they're shooting at them, at the planes. Those things, that hits a plane, it's all over. That is some heavy-duty ammunition. Let's see if we can get in here. Take a look around. Big guns. Yeah. Yeah, this thing hitting a plane, it's over. Yeah. Look at the size of these guns. Woo! Damn. I mean, look at the size of these guns. You can just imagine what they're shooting from the ships now. Yeah, look at all the rust. They got to take care of these things. I mean, I don't know. I don't want to harp on it, but this is history. This must have been where the captain is up there. From 1952 to 1953, they got the turret crew here, 2nd Division turret crew, which is, these are the turrets, these that are housing the guns. Somebody was in this thing. You'd have to be very small to be in there, but somebody would go in there. What is it, radar? Yeah, it's for the radar. See, somebody would operate it in there. The spotlight here. looking for something on the ocean. It still moves. More radar. Whoop. Yeah, smokestack. So this is this far rear. Oh no. I think you can still get up over there, the rear of the ship. The signal bridge, which is right up here. That's the signal bridge. The center of the visual signals to other ships to locate Salem. Signals originated with the captain and were relayed to signalmen to other ships. Lookouts were constantly on the alert for other ships that might be signaling Salem. They used Morse code, and you can see the sailors with that lamp, which is right here, and that's what they use to signal the ships. Okay, we're up where the turrets are, the big guns. You just picture being on this ship in the Mediterranean. This big ass ship just cutting through the water. All right, 8-inch turret. Firepower was primary design goal for the Des Moines-class, which is what this is, Des Moines-class. Let me see. Salem's main battery consists of 3 triple turrets, 8-inch guns. In memory of those made, the shipmasters who made supreme sacrifice while this ship was engaged in hostile action, which is the USS Newport News. That wasn't this particular ship. I don't know why they have this plaque here for the Newport News when this is the Salem, but that's okay. They deserve recognition. They gave their lives to this country. Look at, they even have these big guns on the side of the ship. This thing is just loaded with guns. Absolutely incredible. Yeah, I ain't climbing up there, baby. Yeah, more anti-aircraft. These things would retract and just keep pumping out the shells. Another smaller gun off to the side. More anti-aircraft. Well, this thing was made for fighting. That's your navigation bridge. It sits forward or in front of the pilot house. It is where the commanding officer of the deck will control the ship when not at battle stations. The bridge provides an unobstructed view in almost every direction from one of the tallest points of the ship. Chart tables. This is Captain Jack McGinnis, Executive Officer Edward M. Luby on Salem's navigation bridge. And this is the navigation bridge here, and this would be a view from the navigation bridge, so you can see everything in front of the ship, everything to the side, and again everything to the other side. And this would be, I have to assume, a gyroscope, a compass, probably a compass, bearing, miles, range, yards, tells you where everything is, what course you're on. So this was the navigation bridge. You can see everything from here. And you also had the bridge in here. Let's see if I can get in here. Let me see. Yeah. Okay. So you can come in here, and this is actually where they steered the ship. So this is your wheel. Left rudder, right rudder, and you could yell down to the engine room. You just yell right down to the engine room. And this is where you drove the ship. Got a nice little desk here, first aid kit. You got the phone. Attention everyone, battleships. Battleship position. Let me see. I was not in the Navy, so I don't know much about these. What they say when they go to battle stations. But you can see, again, you can see right in front of you. Obviously, not as good of a view as the outside navigation bridge, but this is where you would steer the ship. And this is, I don't know what that is. Your phone's everywhere. I don't know what this is usually, I don't know what that is. The people who are in the Navy, you would probably know what this stuff is. But one thing I definitely know, bridge and control, circuits, machinery. Wow. Just imagine being behind this wheel right here, navigating the ship from right here. Yep. Out in the ocean. Imagine trying to dock this. I mean, look how big this ship is, right? And you're trying to dock this ship from here. Wow. See if I can give you a better view from out here. So there's your. That's how you navigate the ship. This here. And your wheel. Incredible. Admiral Lord Mountbatten of Burma toured the ship. USS Salem and Prince Rainier and Princess Grace. Used to be Grace Kelly, formerly of New York, who was a movie star, then married Prince Rainier. There's Princess Grace Kelly. Decommissioning the flag. The flag was awarded to Chief Electrician Mate Charles Kulik for being the oldest man in point of service on the USS Salem upon decommissioning. Wow, good for him, man. Decommissioning ceremonies. Decommissioned January 30, 1959. I wonder where these guys are now. A lot of them are probably gone by now. These kids were in their 20s then, teens and 20s. Taken in Villa, France, USS Salem, 1952. So you're talking over 70 years ago. So if they were 20, they'd be 90. So a lot of them aren't here. Hmm. 1989 U.S. Salem Association membership honor roll. Okay. What is this now? See what if we can get in here. Oh, no, that's locked. So this was a room. I don't know what they used it for, but it's very forward of the ship. So looks like I don't know if that's a captain or an admiral. So we're going through a door that is officers' country. CPO, I don't know what that means, but he's the head. That would be his room. It's locked. And they had their own dentist here, which would make sense. I mean, you know, if you had a toothache, you're in the middle of the Mediterranean or the Atlantic, what are you going to do? So obviously they had to have a dentist here. Dental department, sick call after morning muster. Emergencies anytime. So they were fully equipped. And here is the mess hall for the rest of the sailors. This is where they ate. So I'll tell you what, it pays to be an officer. USS Salem mission, Ionian earthquake relief in 1953. First teams ashore, assess damage. Oh, those buildings are wrecked, huh? I don't know where Ionia is. Ionian earthquake relief. That flag, I don't know what type of flag. Obviously Ionian. Field hospitals. Milk for Greek earthquake victims. Oh, Greece. Okay, that's a Greek flag. So it was in Greece. The Greek community in Boston was so moved by Salem's Ionian relief effort the previous year, they picked Salem to deliver 7.5 tons of cannabis to Argostoli. Now, this is really interesting, being on this ship. Wow. Can you just picture the sailors sitting here in the 50s, 1957, sitting right here. This is all lined up with sailors, all eating. Must have been amazing. Built by Bethlehem Steel. Here is the restrooms for the sailors. Makes you want to join the Navy. More restrooms. And here's your boat that they put down, your skiff, to get to land if they needed to get into to land somewhere. I mean, it isn't like they're going to drive this thing into the land. I mean, if you have to get to an island or a port and you have to dock this away from the port because it's so large, that's what you would use. That was called the whaleboat. Salem carried 9 boats, a barge for the admiral, a gig for the captain, a motorboat for the officers, and 4 motor launches to take the crew ashore for liberty. 2 motor whaleboats was mounted midship on the starboard and port sides. One of the whaleboats was always ready with a crew to serve as a lifeboat or recover a man overboard. Each lifeboat on Salem was equipped with a cask for drinking water, signal flares, first aid kit, 2 paddles, dye marker, mirror, tarpaulin for cover, rations, petroleum jelly to prevent sunburn, and cups. And there they are in 1954.
The old paint lockers right here. Up we go.
All right, what did we miss up here? Okay. Some old sailors. 1957. Yeah, most of those guys aren't around anymore.
The entire rotating structure. Surrounding this is the circular foundation bulkhead, topped by the turret roller pad, which supports the weight and permits the movement of the entire rotating structure. The entire turret, from just beneath the shelf plate down to the third deck, is protected by a cylinder of armor known as the barbette. The interior is divided into 5 main sections. The armored gun house at the top. Between the shelf plate and the fan plate are the 3 gun pits, separated by the gun girders.
Right. Sorry for our customers.
The next 2 levels house the upper and lower vertical handling flats. Each flat has an inner stowage and handling space and machinery compartment within the rotating structure, and an outer fixed stowage and handling space. At the very bottom of the turret is...
So this is the memorial room. All right. all your different types of knots. My dad was in the Coast Guard. He taught me all the knots. Have since forgot them, but slip knot and boa knot. Makes you want to join the Navy. Memoriam Elliott M. Sen, Rear Admiral of the U.S. Navy, Commanding Officer, USS Quincy.
This is test 6 of the 1MC.
The USS Quincy. That's a different ship. USS Quincy. USS Mississippi. The San Diego. USS Newark. USS Dayton, USS Portsmouth, the Atlanta, Huntington, the USS Fargo, the USS Baltimore. Here's an oldie. This was actually decommissioned in 1945, right after World War II. The USS St. Paul. Different classes of ship: the Cleveland class, the Baltimore class, the Boston class, the Worcester class, the Cleveland class. Here's more of a modern day ship. You can't see guns. Well, I mean, you can see like 1 or 2 guns, but really it's just missiles. All anti-aircraft missiles now. USS Indianapolis. USS Indianapolis, long career from commissioning in 1932, wow, to sinking in transit in 1945. My dad was in Korea. And I have one of these flags from the Coast Guard. When he died, it was nice of them to come to the funeral and give him a 21-gun salute. USS Helena. Watch quarter station. This guy was a coxswain. I don't know what that is, but somebody out there must. Gunner's mate. USS Salem, homecoming. 1949, Quincy, Mass. USS Miami. Bunks. That would be some deep sea diving right there.
Hey, Chris, repeat what you said on the radio. I did not copy.
God is our helmsman.
Here's another test on the way.
And this is where the crew slept. Yeah. There's you didn't get any yeah, this must have been tough sleeping here. I mean, you can see how close you are to that. Imagine sleeping here. Imagine sleeping there. You're on the floor. Wow, they packed them in like sardines. They'd tilt up. So this is where your crew, some of your crew slept anyways. Get on there, it's
Test 2 of the 1
pitch black. I guess this is as far back as we can go. Yeah, but I couldn't picture sleeping here. Damn, pack them in like sardines. Watch quarter and station bill. All right, let's go back up there. Well, my gimbal just broke. I don't know why, it just did, it just broke. So, I'm gonna have to hold the phone, so forgive me if it doesn't look right. Guess this is the kitchen, where they made the food for the sailors. See, they got a nice slicer there, a mixer. Come in here, this is where all the heating, you can heat the food there while it waits. This is where you cook the food, huge pots, my God. Ooh, my gosh. Yep. Offices, galley, Boy Scout Eagle Project, blah, blah, blah. I don't know what that is, but anyways. It's a little difficult without a gimbal, but it literally just broke. No idea why, it just stopped working. And it is fully charged. Okay, if you're hurt, you need surgery, this is where you're gonna go, baby, right here. Yep. Yep. I think the last place you want to get hurt is on a ship. Yeah. You can see that it was probably for the doctor as he types up his reports. You can see microscopes. This sick bay, so if you're sick, this is where you'd be housed here. Looks like a machine shop.
I've heard that story. It's coming back. That story keeps coming back, but we spent hours.
The machine shop. In case they need to repair this ship.
There's no way anybody did that. Because we would have run
Yeah, all machine shop. Hey, you got to repair this ship, then you need just materials here, and you need people who know what they're doing. Money orders only. So this is the post office right here. Yeah, see, you can weigh, there's a scale and a package right there. So you can weigh the package. So this is your post office. Yeah, you're the mailman. That's where you worked. Yep. Sexual harassment, maternity leave. This would be, I don't know. Oh, boiler technician. So it's still the middle of the ship here. It's still for machinery, machine shop. And this, oh, actually, this is where they would serve food, popcorn for the movies. And they got a shakes. You want shakes? Yeah, this is the Gidunk, which is where they sell candy, popcorn, ice cream, hot dogs, coffee, tea, chips. And here's some of the guys. Right here. This is what this right here. See these little spigots here? That's these right here. So they're waiting right here. That's amazing. Oh no, they're right behind here. Yeah, so they just grab their own stuff. Huh. Nice. This is amazing. This is a little city in the ocean. Memorial room, I'll have to go down there in a bit. The Dunk. This is where the crew would sit around. You get your refreshments before the movie starts. They'd watch a movie. They'd get their refreshments here. Now, who is that? He's obviously an officer. Vernon Lester entered the Navy in '33. He was an old man who pretty much kept to himself. When I was in deployment, Vernon fallen home. This is several days. No, it's those like Vernon that served and sacrificed. 39 years of honorable service. Navy Certificate of Retirement. Wow, 39 years, this guy. Woo. Named after the city of Salem, so the witch city. We'll be going there this Halloween. So you can just picture all of the guys here with the coffee, waiting for the movie to start. Again, be cooking more food here. This will be the washing, the plates, more food. I mean, it was a big ship, a lot of people, so you'd be cooking. They chop up the food here. Yeah. Again, you'd have guys eating in here. So they couldn't let the whole crew go at once. So that submarine we see out front that I took a picture of, this is it right here. The Nazi sub. The German Sea Hound. Otherwise, German Sea Hound. And the guys that sit here on the stools. Yeah, this is another mess hall. So they couldn't let the entire crew go at once, so they break them down in sections. Hey buddy, are you okay? Hello? Oh, this is where they clean the dishes. All right. Looks like a generator. Yeah, this is the back of the ship. Can't get in here. Okay. Cruise lounge. During the 26 months that the Salem served as a flagship of the 6th Fleet in the Mediterranean, the cruise lounge offered off-watch sailors a comfortable and quiet place to read and write letters to family and friends back home. This is the cruise lounge. They have this door locked. I can't get in here. Oh, wait a minute. I can get in here, there's just no light. And it is a lounge. I can see, but nobody else can see because there's no light in there. All right. The rust in this area is not real. It was painted on by Disney Studios for the movie Finest Hours. Huh, wow. Here it is right here. Chris Pine, Casey Affleck, Ben Foster, Old Boston Boys. Chris Pine's from the North Shore, Casey Affleck's from Cambridge. So they use this as in the movie. So this is all painted on. Wow.
There's 18 of the 1MC. Signal bridge. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
And this is where I am forward of the ship here. I'm gonna have to see if I can watch that movie on Netflix. Finest Hours. Never even heard of it. I'll have to watch it tonight. So I just toured the whole ship, or as much as I could see. A lot of the doors were locked. But I got to see the officers' quarters, the bridge, where the crew crew ate, where the officers ate. Incredible ship. It's amazing. Back in the 50s with that technology, they could navigate a ship that large, that heavy. It's amazing. Yep. God bless the guys that served. I hope they get enough money to preserve this ship. And there you have it, the USS Salem. You can see the conning towers right there in my background. And if you like this video, please subscribe. If you haven't, please hit the thumbs up button. Like the video. It helps. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. That means I need a little less than 500 more people to subscribe. So with that being said, from the Quincy shipyard, the Four River shipyard, which John F. Kennedy's dad was a general manager back in the day, before he became a multi-millionaire, before he became the youngest bank president in the United States. He was the general manager of the Four River shipyard, which is the shipyard right here. No longer in use for making ships, but the USS Salem is here. And if you ever come here, I'll tell you what, make a donation. I did. It does need some work. It needs a lot of work. I guess keeping a ship this big and in tip-top shape is expensive, but it's worth it to keep history alive. It was just amazing that a ship that large back in the 50s, with the 1950s technology, a ship that large can navigate in the ocean and in sometimes tight quarters. So I got to hand it to them. But it must have been a close group of guys back then, because to live on a ship for months at a time, you got to get close. So, and you're sleeping pretty much on top of each other. You're seeing the sleeping quarters. So, anyways, listen, I'll see you guys on the next video. Thank you for tuning in. Have a nice day. Adios. The vlog is over. Just on my way out. These engines. I might stop at Pete's Grill. Sometimes these little out of the way places are the ones you want to go to. Pool table. And the shipyard's directly across the street. Alright, this is what we're looking at. Mushroom pizza. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mushroom pizza. This is good. Well, I'll tell you what, that pizza was very good. It was a great place to be, very, very comfortable, a very neighborhood type bar. I had pizza. The mushroom pizza was great. The people were friendly, and that'll do it. All right, guys, that's it for the bonus footage.